go back home and again pick the fresh leaves. At 10 p.m., I mean, you can grow bang. You've been told it's grown everywhere. And so I don't believe, Mr. Speaker, that keeping saying that bang is illegal, bang is bad. They have been impounding bang since 1970s, 60s, 50s from Uganda. And it's not stopped. So impounding, or talking about the police, it will not help. We need to get a way around the bang matter, more with education, more with a better way of dealing with it, because it can't be, and I can see Honorable Chika looking at me, it can't be that bang helps with the medicine in Mexico, bang helps medicine in America, but in South Africa, Mr. Speaker, you go there are shops, open shops, where you go in and you're told, the medicine, if they ask you whether you want to take it as medicine or you want to take it to get a high. We must deal with it that way. We can't keep doing the provincial police, but the colonial way of that bang is bad, or you can't do this there. No. We need to get reality and say that this bang has been there for a long time. How best do you deal with it, Mr. Speaker? That's my 2 cents on the matter.
Elachi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, while we speak about all this, it is very sad that right now in our rallies, that is the cigarette that our young people are using. So we must ask ourselves as a country, as much as you'll say it's illegal, you cannot tell any Nairobian when you're in a rally, they have now started, they are smoking in front of you, the police are there. We just have to think through and ask ourselves, how do you make it in a manner that will ensure that now it becomes legal, yes, but that legal must have its own consequences. Just the same way we have cigarettes, so that they don't smoke in everywhere they are. You go where you are supposed to smoke. Because today, Mr. Speaker, even if you say we are in the whole of Nairobi, I cannot even try and talk to our young people, even when I'm in a funeral somewhere with them. That is the cigarette they are using, they smoke on you, and you have nothing to do. So as a country, we must think through, Mr. The same way we'll have to think through, how do you ensure changa becomes better, can be taxed, can go into a brew, and so that we run away from making it very illegal, the same way Tanzanians have done, the same way Rwanda is doing it, but they have an EPZ for medicinal that goes to Canada. So we must think also as a country, Mr. Speaker.
David Ocheng, as a lawyer, do you know the Jamaican case where a man who smoked bang and picked his child and put on the fire, I think it was a plank of wood?
Yes.
Is that what you are advocating? Yes, Owen Bayer. Yes.
Honourable Speaker, a very interesting debate here, and I must admit that David Ochieng has revealed a certain part of him we didn't know. No wonder he behaves the way he does. But I want to say this, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, what the route he's taking is a very defeatist route, that just because bang is smoked and police keep on impounding, then we should now make it available for everybody, just because, just like saying, because people are being killed every day, we should allow other people to kill them. And I think that's a very wrong trajectory we should take as a country. But, Honorable Speaker, I want to say this. I went to Pakistan. Parliament sponsored me to go to Pakistan on some mission, and I was very surprised, Honorable Speaker, that bang grows everywhere in that country. It is like the common local weed, you know. And when I went to the Kenyan mission, the compound of the Kenyan mission, yes, and it was growing all over the place. And I asked, how come this? I've seen this outside Parliament. I've seen this. What kind of? I was like, yeah, this is bang. They call it poppy or something. And you know, because it is neighboring. Is it Afghanistan or which country? And it is grown all over. But then, as a country, we need to look at how we can make good use of something that probably has benefited other countries, including having factories sometimes I used to go to hospital and you'd be given a drug called morphine. And we were told that morphine has cannabis in it, and it was one of the cannabis in it, and it was one of the good drugs. I was told. I've never used it in my head. That's why I'm different from David. But what I want to say, Honorable Speaker, David is a very good legislator, a seasoned legislator. I would really love to debate a proposal on a law or a bill he has brought to make Bhang legal. And this House can change that law. And I would like to challenge him. He is a good legislator. He is a good lawyer. He is a good draftsman. Draft a bill. Bring it here. Let's debate it. Let's do public participation. Let's hear what Kenyans are saying about it. And we can pass the law here in this House and make it legal, if that is what Kenyans want, Honorable Speaker.
David Ocheng is not Kenyans. Yes, yes, Pasaris.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to contribute. Mr. Speaker, there is medical cannabis and there is hemp. Now, the late Ken Okoth he suffered from cancer, and I had the privilege of going to Paris when he was staying in France and having his treatment. And at that time, he was using CBD oils, which is a component from cannabis, and it was relieving him of a lot of pain. And he was so interested in advancing, legalizing cannabis in Kenya. Now, cannabis, in South Africa, we went to visit a farm. It's legal in South Africa, you can grow it, and they're making a lot of money, but it's also controlled. So you need to have good structures to control it. So for me, I believe that if somebody was to say that I never ever took a joint or I never smoked a joint, it might be miraculous, all right? Because I think as you grow up...
What do you mean it's miraculous? I've never done it.
The thing is...
Don't judge the country by your standards.
No. You see, the thing is, the youth right now, it's all available.
Yes, Millie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I know that Honorable Esther Passaris is well-intentional by trying to move medicinal aspects of, what do you call it again? Cannabis on Jaga.
Or ganja.
Or ganja, or whatever it is. But Mr. Speaker, is she in order to mislead the House by indicating that it must be a miracle that if you have never tasted the same...
I'm part of that miracle.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, can I just say? Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
I'm a bad girl. Mr. Speaker, I'm a bad girl. But you can't believe I've never even touched cigarette, never touched alcohol, never touched anything in that category. Only church wine. That's the only one I've tried. So is she in order in misleading people? Mr. Speaker, there are some of us who are naturally high. We don't need njaga. I was born naturally high. I don't need njaga.
Yes, Pazares, finish up.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, the thing is, there are places that you go and you hear this fragrance and people say, hey, that's Bhangi. All right, who is smoking Bhangi here? I've actually been to certain meetings where people are saying, who is smoking? And you're trying to find out who's smoking. You've always been around smokers, so it happens. But the thing is, I think as a country, we have to recognize that it is readily available. You can order it online. It is delivered to you, including CBD. So I had the privilege of being invited by Richard Branson to his island in Necker. And the reason I was invited there is because he was hosting a number of members of parliament to try and advance and push medical cannabis, because he said we needed it. There was a patient in Canada. Canada, it's legal. There was a patient in Canada who said, I don't want opioid painkillers. They are addictive. I want medical cannabis. And Canada actually legalized it. I remember trying to have this conversation with the former president. And I actually said, we need to consider this when we were in Vancouver for Women Discover. And he said that, you know what, I do not want to do it in Kenya because already there's always talk that it's being smoked even in State House. So the thing is, do it in the future, but not in my tenure. So what I want to say is let's be realistic. When my grandmother was ailing, I was giving her the scientific medical painkillers. My uncle was boiling bangi for her and giving her bangi tea, saying that this was relieving her pain. So what I'm saying is this conversation has to be had. Our children are readily having it, and there's two kinds of bangi. There's bangi for self-use, and there's bangi where you're trafficking it and giving it selling it all over. So as a country, it's a conversation we have to have. Unfortunately, the religious institutions will say no, but it is already there. It is available readily. Our children are having cookies. Let me tell you, our children are also making cookies with bangi in their houses and selling them. They're having parties where they're getting intoxicated. So let us not live in a box. The fact is,
what kind of parents are you guys?
No, the thing is, it is happening. Yes. Let me tell you, don't say Mr. Speaker, it is happening. It might not happen in my house,
Time up,
but
Songole.
It's happening in somebody.
Songole.
Mr. Speaker, I wanted to join the Honorable Bayer in hoping that one day we will have a motion that will be tabled by somebody here for purposes of us bringing our country back to senses. Because, Mr. Speaker, from this discussion by Honorable Pasaris, you can see how much we have veered away from what ought to be there to what is there. And we can correct what is there by going back to what was not there. Because, Mr. Speaker, there could be very many benefits of psychotropic substances, but those benefits are far outweighed by the loss that it is bringing to our society. And I think that people have not actually gone back to their families to see the kind of damage that is happening in our brains, in the brains of our kids. The mere fact that something has become available